Welcome to the Organizing Confidence Unlimited podcast. I'm Maggie, busy mom, professional organizer, and your guide to turning chaos into calm. I work with one simple mantra: reduce the mess, arrange the rest, maintain the calm. If you're a busy mom ready to ditch overwhelm and reclaim time for yourself and your family, you're in the right place. We dive into everything from paperwork battles to closet chaos and daily routine hacks. And today, we're talking about laundry. The bane of every mom's existence, laundry. The reason most people hate it is because it's never ending. Literally, as soon as you finish a load, there is more dirty stuff to clean. It feels like it's never a completed task. You know, my philosophy of reduce, arrange, maintain was going to come into play pretty quickly in this episode. Obviously, the less clothes you have, the easier it's going to be to manage. Closets are always one of my most requested places in the house to organize. And I actually already covered this earlier in the podcast. You can listen to episode 3 as I talk about closets and a variety of methods to organize your clothes. Arranging your laundry systems in a specific way will make it easier to maintain over time so you can stay caught up and not feel like you're drowning in dirty clothes all the time. Instead of talking about arranging and maintaining separately, they're going to be interwoven throughout the episode as I give you a variety of tips and ideas. Now, let me start with a couple of my favorite tips just to put them out there right away. The first one is to put your kids' socks into a mesh bag, especially if your children are under 5 years old. So do one kid in one bag, another kid in another bag. Buy a pack of those mesh delicate bags and use a hook to keep it handy on the side of the laundry basket. I always also recommend buying either a ton of socks that are exactly the same so you don't have to match them, or quite honestly, just embrace wearing mismatching socks like my sister-in-law does. No one cares. I promise. No one cares. I go with option 1 and just have 20 pairs of the exact same gray socks that I just toss in a bin when they're clean instead of bothering to pair them up. Then I just grab any 2 when it's time to put some on. No fuss, no muss. Another thing that I always do in my own closet that I realize maybe not everyone does is as you wear the item of clothing, pull the hanger out of all of the clothes and keep all of the empty hangers together in one spot. It makes it much easier to hang clothes back up after you've cleaned them. You also need to figure out for yourself personally if you are the type who wants to hang or fold clothes. For many of you, there's going to be limited closet space, and quite honestly, the decision's just made for you. But if you're one of the lucky ones with a larger closet, you'll need to think about which is more annoying for you and then choose the opposite one. In my own laundry room, I have a short little 3-drawer plastic storage unit next to my washing machine. Sitting on the very top of it is detergent and bleach. The top drawer I use as a small little trash bin for the dryer lint. The middle one is for extra mesh bags, and the bottom one is where I keep all my stain removing helpers. Keeping everything in just one space makes it a lot easier for the entire family to know exactly what they're looking for and where to find it, allowing you to have maybe 1 minute without getting asked questions like that. Now that I've covered some of the tips, I want to walk through the actual laundry process with you. You can kind of set it up in a variety of different ways. Either you can do specific laundry every day of the week. For example, you could do adult clothing colors on Monday, kid number 1 on Tuesday, kid number 2 on Wednesday, adult white clothes on Thursdays, sheets and towels on Friday, and then miscellaneous on Saturday. For me personally, I do my kids' clothes and sheets on Saturday, since everyone's usually around most of the day, versus our week is just sometimes too busy to try to fit in 2 loads at night after working outside the home. That allows us the space to do the adult clothes and towels during the week as needed. I have 3 dirty baskets for my laundry. I keep 1 for towels, 1 for whites, and 1 for darks. When any one of the baskets gets full, it's time to do that load of laundry because the basket is about the size of my washing machine. It keeps it very simple for everyone in my household so we can all contribute. The basic default in my house is to check if any of the baskets are full if one of us is working from home, or whoever the first one home for work is will start it. If the basket is full, start a load of laundry. We keep it real simple here. Now, when it comes time to put the clothes away, you have a couple of options. When it comes to hanging clothes, I put the cleanest clothes in the front. That makes it easy for me to see which clothes are still in the back when it comes to a new season of the year. And it makes it easier for me to declutter because all the things in the back are things I haven't used yet. Some people like to sort by the type of clothes, maybe put all of your tank tops together, all of your shirts, then your blouses, sweaters, dress, pants, etc. Figuring out which system is best for you is going to be something that you can keep up over time. If you're not sure which one is best for you, just try one out. You can always try something new if the first system's not working. The absolutely most interesting system I've worked on with a client is someone she used only baskets and no dressers and no hanging clothes. They had no problems washing and drying the clothes, but really hated putting them in drawers or hanging them up. I asked if they had any issues with wrinkles or getting the clothes ready for work. The answer was no, that was no problem at all. They just didn't have a good system for knowing which clothes were clean and which clothes were dirty. We came up with a pretty quick and simple solution. Use white baskets for all of the clean laundry, and any other color, those baskets are going to be your dirty clothes. If there's a method that works for you, even if it's unconventional, just lean into it. Just because other people are using dressers and hanging clothes up does not mean you have to do that too. And that's the best part about organizing. It is 100% specialized to you and your family and how you live your lives. What works for me may not work for you. And what works for you today may not work for you next year. And that's why I love to give a variety of tips and ideas so you can try different ones to find a combination that works for you and your family. I mentioned at the beginning of the episode that this task is never ending, and it's true. It really feels like that to everyone, including me. But let's change your mindset a little bit. Laundry being a never-ending task can also be freeing. I can let go of my perfectionism. Check out episode number 18 for more about that whole situation. But laundry is never going to be fully done, and it never be fully done means it will never be done perfectly. So just let it go. Easier said than done. I'm very aware of that. It took years of changing my mindset and potentially having a kid in the meantime to give up that perfectionism on this kind of stuff. I feel exactly the same way about cleaning my house. It's never going to all be perfect. So just spend some time on it, get it done, and get it closer than it was when you started. Occasionally, it's just getting things in its place as quickly as possible, and that's okay. The letting go is a way that it got me to my favorite tip for moms of little kids. Don't fold clothes. I stopped doing that when my kiddo was a baby, and guess what? Everything turned out just fine. Not a single person ever mentioned a wrinkled shirt. Now that my kid is older, they can make up their own mind if they want to fold to avoid some wrinkles or continue to just toss their clean laundry into a drawer. For us, there's a middle ground where shirts are folded, but the shorts, pants, and shirts, pajamas are not. I started doing the same thing with my washcloths. No more folding, just toss them all in a basket. To be fair, I do keep a handful folded in our linen closet for guests, but the ones in my bathroom, just toss them in there. First, they don't get wrinkled. Second, who sees them? I've learned to pick my battles with laundry, same thing as cleaning. Do what works for you. But you'll notice that I said my kid is making up their mind because they're involved in the process. Starting as soon as possible is going to make the job tougher at first, for sure. But you're playing the long game. Eventually, it gets much easier. Which leads me to my next tip of it's easier to keep up than it is to catch up. I know it's annoying to do 2 loads of laundry in a day, but sometimes that's just where you're at. Once you get caught up, your family may be able to default back to only 1 load a day. But while you're getting there, plan on doing a couple of loads. And that's just the way it's going to have to be sometimes. Laundry might never be done, but with the right mindset and systems, you can take control and keep the chaos at bay. Remember, it's all about finding what works for you and your family, letting go of perfection, and making laundry one less thing to stress about. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back next time to discuss traveling tips. In the meantime, swing by organizingcu.com to see what I've been up to and grab some more tips to help you reduce the mess, arrange the rest, and maintain the calm. Make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get organized.